Life will test you. You will face setbacks, disappointments, and moments where you feel like everything is against you. That's a guarantee. But here's the real question: how do you respond? Do you let life break you? Or do you use those challenges to become stronger, wiser, and more resilient? Today, we're tapping into Stoicism, a philosophy that transforms life's biggest obstacles into stepping stones. If you're feeling the weight of the world, you're in the right place. And if you appreciate what we're doing here, hitting that subscribe button is a simple, free way you can support us. Don't skip any part of today's video. Each piece of advice could be exactly what you need to turn things around. Stick with us. Let's grow together and forge an unbreakable spirit. Change is one of life's constants. Yet for many of us, it's also one of the biggest sources of stress. Why do we struggle with something that is as natural as the changing seasons? The answer lies not in the changes themselves but in our reactions to them. Stoicism, a philosophy known for promoting resilience and calm in the face of adversity, offers a powerful approach to embracing change. When life throws something new or unexpected our way, our first instinct might be resistance. This resistance comes from fear, the fear of the unknown, fear of loss, or fear of failure. But what if, instead of resisting, we leaned into the change? Imagine how much energy we'd save and how much more peace we'd feel if we accepted change as part of the journey, not as an interruption. Stoicism teaches us to see change not as a threat but as an opportunity for growth and learning. Consider the Stoic concept of amor fati, which translates to love of fate. This doesn't mean we have to be passive or simply resign ourselves to whatever happens. Rather, it's about a proactive love of whatever life brings. It means saying, whatever happens, I can work with this. It's a mindset that turns potential obstacles into opportunities. When you embrace change in this way, you align yourself with the flow of life, reducing internal conflict and increasing your capacity to handle whatever comes next. Moreover, Stoics emphasize the importance of focusing only on what is within our control. While we can't control when or how change happens, we can control our response to it. This is where the real power lies. By focusing on our responses, we reclaim control over our emotional landscape and open ourselves up to the full spectrum of experiences life offers. This doesn't mean the changes will always be easy or comfortable, but our response can make the journey less turbulent and more enriching. In practice, embracing change like a pro means developing flexibility in your thoughts and actions. It's about preparing to be unprepared, staying calm in the face of the unknown, and pivoting when necessary. It's about not holding on to past versions of yourself or outdated dreams but instead constantly updating your understanding of who you are and what you can become. This can be as simple as adjusting your daily routine in response to new demands or as profound as changing your career path or personal relationships in pursuit of authenticity and fulfillment. One practical step you can take is to regularly reflect on your experiences, especially the challenging ones. Ask yourself questions like, what is this situation teaching me? Or how can I grow from this? These reflections can help solidify the habit of viewing change as a normal and beneficial part of life rather than something to dread. Ever found yourself in the heat of an argument where words just fly out before you even get a chance to think? Or maybe you've been so overwhelmed by fear or excitement that it feels like your emotions are calling the shots, not you? We've all been there. And while it's perfectly human to feel deeply, letting emotions dictate your actions can lead you into chaos. This is where the ancient wisdom of Stoicism can be a game changer. Stoicism doesn't tell us to suppress our feelings. Rather, it teaches us to understand and manage them so they don't overpower our rational mind. The goal is to create a kind of mental fortitude that allows you to face life's ups and downs with composure and insight. The Stoics believe that by mastering our emotions, we can maintain our inner peace even in external chaos. They remind us that we have the ability to choose our responses to the feelings we experience. Let's break it down. Imagine you're faced with a situation that typically triggers anger or anxiety. The Stoic approach would have you first acknowledge that you're feeling this way. This is crucial because recognition is the first step toward transformation. Once you've identified the emotion, the next step is to question its origin and validity. Ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? Is my reaction proportionate to the situation? Often, you'll find that the intensity of your emotion doesn't quite match the reality of the event. Another powerful Stoic strategy is to pause before reacting. This pause is your powerful tool. It's a moment of choice. In that brief gap between stimulus and response lies your freedom to choose a more considered, rational reaction. This doesn't mean you won't feel the emotion, you simply prevent it from leading to impulsive actions. For instance, if someone cuts you off in traffic, your immediate impulse might be to honk angrily or shout. Instead, a Stoic would take a deep breath, recognize the surge of anger, and choose a calmer, more measured response, perhaps dismissing the event as trivial in the grand scheme of life. This practice of managing responses doesn't just apply to negative emotions. Even overwhelming joy or excitement can cloud our judgment, leading to decisions we might later regret. The key is balance. By maintaining a steady emotional state, we ensure that our decisions are guided by wisdom and clarity, not by fleeting feelings. To really master this habit, it helps to engage in regular self-reflection. Reflect on times when you let your emotions control you and consider how you might handle similar situations differently in the future. This can be done through journaling, meditation, or simply thoughtful contemplation. The idea is to build a habit of mindful awareness around your emotional life. Stoicism also teaches us about the impermanence of emotions. They come and go like waves on the shore. By remembering this, we can avoid getting too attached to, or too disturbed by, any particular feeling. We can observe our emotions without getting swept away by them. You know how it feels when you're stretched too thin? Maybe you found yourself agreeing to help with another project at work even though your plate is already overflowing. Or you've said yes to a social event you're dreading because you felt too guilty to say no. We've all been there. But here's the thing, spreading yourself too thin doesn't do you or anyone else any favors. This is where the Stoic principle of setting strong boundaries comes into play. It teaches us that guarding our time and energy isn't just smart, it's necessary for our well-being. Stoicism teaches the importance of living according to nature, which includes understanding and respecting our own limits. Just as nature has its boundaries, the shore that stops the sea, the bark that shields the tree, so too must we define and defend our personal boundaries. Ultimately, setting boundaries is about taking responsibility for your life and your happiness. It's a powerful assertion of your worth and priorities. And while it might be challenging at first, the more you practice, the more natural it will feel. Over time, you'll notice a profound shift in your stress levels and overall happiness. You'll have more energy for the things you love, deeper connections with others, and a greater sense of control over your life. So remember, setting boundaries is not just a practical skill, it's a Stoic practice that enhances your ability to live a purposeful and peaceful life. By honoring your needs and limits, you're not only respecting yourself but also setting the stage for healthier, more respectful relationships with others. This keeps every word intact while making it much easier to read and absorb. Let me know if you'd like any tweaks.